Candle you Menglong's final scream, a rhymed epic of fame, fear, and fall. In Beijing's veins of neon light, you walked alone through velvet night. The stars above, the streets below, all whispered secrets he'd soon know. A billboard flashed his smiling face, but fame had turned to cold disgrace. He checked his phone, no calls, no texts, just silence wrapped in coded threats. A shadow moved, a whisper hissed, "Your truth will never be dismissed." He turned around, the air grew thin, as if the night would pull him in. Backstage, beneath the studio's gleam, you signed a deal that stole his dream. A clause that bound his voice and soul to silence, fame, and tight control. Speak no truth, the paper read, or risk the fall that ends in dread. He smiled, but knew the price was steep, for secrets buried never sleep. He tried to warn, he tried to fight, but every post was lost in night. His songs were changed, his scripts denied, and every truth he told had died. A rooftop bash, a toast to stars, with champagne dreams and luxury cars. You laughed, but eyes betrayed his pain. A storm was brewing in his brain. He pulled aside a trusted friend and whispered, "This is near the end. They've seen the clip, they know it's real, and now they want to make me kneel." A glass was raised, a cheer was heard, but Yu's last words were barely stirred. He left the crowd, his heart a drum, and walked toward what he'd become. The lift was old, its buttons worn, a relic from a time forlorn. You pressed G, but it climbed instead, as if the building knew he'd fled. The lights went out, the walls grew tight. A voice said, "This is not your night." He saw himself in mirrored glass, but not the man he used to pass. A twisted grin, a hollow stare, a version of him unaware. The doors then opened, floor unknown, and you stepped out completely alone. Then came the clip, a viral wave, a scream that echoed from the grave. Yu's silhouette, a ghost in frame, a cry that burned like whispered flame. He stood atop a windowsill. The city paused, the air went still. He turned, he screamed, then slipped from view, and left the world with questions new. Was it fear, or was it rage? A final act upon life's stage? The clip was brief, but hearts did race, as viewers saw his haunted face. One fan, obsessed, began to trace the final steps, the haunted place. She mapped his posts, his songs, his shows, and found the path that darkness chose. A scarf he wore, a note he wrote, a lyric line, a cryptic quote. "Don't trust the light," the chorus said, "for fame will feed until you're dead." She shared her finds, the web went wild, each clue a cry from fame defiled. Together fans began to see a pattern in the tragedy. His team released a statement bland. "He fell, it seems we understand." But fans weren't buying the quiet tone. They knew that you had died alone. A contract leaked, with clauses strange. Silence, if the star derange. A clause that bound him to behave, or risk a fall into the grave. Was it pressure? Was it fear? Was someone whispering in his ear? The manager vanished, press ignored, and rumors roared like lions bored. A vigil held in Alley's Bend, where fans and strangers did attend. They lit up candles one by one, and whispered truths the press would shun. Each flame a clue, each wax a word, of things the world had never heard. "You knew too much," one mourner said. He sang of things that left men dead. A song unreleased, a verse too bold, of secrets bought and stories sold. The chorus rhymed with names and dates, and hinted at the darkest fates. He climbed the stairs, the final flight, drawn by moon's magnetic light. The city pulsed beneath his feet, a million lives, a silent beat. He reached the top, the wind did wail, as if the sky began to pale. A paper fluttered from his coat, a contract signed, a deadly note. "Your voice is ours," the paper read. "Speak no truth, or end up dead." He laughed, he cried, he screamed once more, and lightning cracked the rooftop floor. But what if he did not descend? What if the fall was just pretend? Some fans believe he's trapped in time, a loop of pain, a silent mime. Each night he climbs, each night he screams, a ghost replaying shattered dreams. The clip, they say, is cursed and strange. It shifts and warps, the frames rearrange. One viewer swore they saw a face. Behind you's own, a shadowed trace. Another claimed the scream reversed, revealed a name, a fate rehearsed. A filmmaker, once close to you, released a scene the world once knew. A short film banned, now leaked online. Its final shot a twisted sign. You walks alone, a mask in hand, through empty streets and shifting sand. He meets a man with mirrored eyes, who speaks in riddles, truth and lies. You'll rise, he says, but not for long. Your fame will end where screams belong. The screen then fades, a single tear, and echoes use last cry of fear. Now murals bloom on Beijing's walls, of you Menglong and tragic falls. His scream, now sampled in a song, a requiem for right and wrong. The clip remains, a ghostly thread, of what was seen and what was said. Some say it's cursed, some say it's fake, but all agree, it makes hearts quake. A final scream, a shattered pain, a tale of loss, of truth and pain. Yu's story rhymes with those before, of stars who knocked on fame's locked door. So if you hear a scream at night, remember you and fading light, for in the echoes of his fall, we hear the price of giving all, a warning wrapped in rhyme and pain, of fame's cruel game and silent chain. His final scream, a haunting sound, still echoes through the underground. And though the truth may never bloom, his voice still sings beyond the gloom. A tale of stars, of masks, of schemes, of Yu Menglong's final scream. The echo chamber. The clip was played in silent rooms, where fans lit candles, chased the fumes. Each time it played, a new sound stirred, a whisper lost, a hidden word. Some heard help, some heard run, some swore they saw a smoking gun. The pixels danced, the frame would bend, as if the scream refused to end. A techie tried to slow the tape, and found a face begin to shape. Not Yu's alone, but someone near, a watcher cloaked in silent fear. The studio silence. The studio where you once sang, now echoes with a ghostly clang. The mic he used, the stool he sat, now covered with a dusty mat. A janitor recalled the night. He saw you leave without a light. He looked like he had seen a ghost, or maybe was about to host. The cameras blinked, the feed went dead, and silence wrapped the room in dread. No one spoke, no one asked, just cleaned the stage and wore a mask. The song that vanished. A track was teased, then pulled away.
A song you wrote that dared to say.
The truth is locked behind the fame, and every smile hides a name. The chorus rhymed with cryptic codes, of secret deals and shadowed roads. It vanished fast, removed from stream, but fans retrieved it from a dream. They pieced it back, line after line, and found a map, a date, a sign. The song, they claimed, was Yu's last cry, a coded scream before goodbye. The mirror room, a building tall, with mirrored walls, where you once danced in casting halls. Now locked and closed, its lights turned red, its halls now echo with the dead. A fan broke in with cam in hand and filmed the room where you would stand. The mirrors cracked, the floor was wet, and on the wall a silhouette. It moved, it waved, it mouthed a word, but no sound came, just silence stirred. The fan ran out, the footage blurred, but still the scream was faintly heard. The interview that never aired. A journalist with trembling hands revealed a tape from hidden lands. An interview with you, unseen, where he spoke of things obscene. They watch us all, he calmly said. They own our dreams, they own our dread. He named a name, then paused in fear, and whispered, they are always near. The tape was lost, the file erased, but fragments leaked and fans embraced. Each word a clue, each pause a sign of Yu's descent from fame's design. The fall replayed. The clip was played in slow repeat. Each frame a heartbeat, each scream a beat. Some saw a hand, some saw a push, some saw a shadow in the bush. The fall was fast, but time stood still, as if the world bent to his will. The scream, they said, was not of pain, but of release from silent chain. A final act, a final breath, a dance with fame, a kiss with death. And in that scream, the truth was sung, of all the songs he'd left unsung. The legacy lives. Now Yu's name is carved in stone, in hearts, in walls, in whispered tone. His scream now sampled in a beat, played in clubs and city streets. His face appears in murals bright, a symbol of the silent fight, of artists bound by fame's cruel chain, who dared to sing through silent pain. And though he's gone, his voice remains, in rhymed regrets and echoed strains. A tale of stars, of masks, of schemes, of Yu Menglong's final scream. So, let this tale be told in rhyme, of Yu Menglong and stolen time. For in his scream, we hear the cost of truth, of fame, of voices lost. A warning wrapped in rhyme and pain, of fame's cruel game and silent chain. His final scream, a haunting sound, still echoes through the underground. And though the truth may never bloom, his voice still sings beyond the gloom. A tale of stars, of masks, of schemes, of Yu Menglong's final scream.